to share with you today about a feature in Forethought that is referred to as default text. Let me show you what I mean. Do you find yourself typing the same things over and over every day? If so, this is for you. We know we have a district template in our lesson planner. We have our procedures, accommodations, modifications, extensions, and notes and reflections. This is kind of the minimum. These are components we want to make sure we're all planning for. But some of us like to get more specific than that. We find ourselves typing things like warm-up, guided practice, assessment, different types of things every day. These are just some examples, some ideas. So instead of having to retype such things every single day, there is a tool to make it so that what you see here will apply every single day. In fact, I could even add, some people think in tables. They are used to planning in Excel, for example. I can insert a table into my lesson planner. Go ahead and give each column a name. For whatever reason I might need a table, I could have made as many columns or rows as I had wanted. Alright, if I want to see this every single day, so it's just waiting for me to input what's unique to a certain day, I can come up to my wrench icon, it's kind of my toolbox, click Set as Default Text for Entry, OK, and now all dates in the future will automatically apply this. So let me show you. When I go to November 2nd, for example, that's already there waiting for me to just fill it out to plan for that particular day. I can save myself the time of adding this all back. So whenever you decide to set up some default text, think about putting that bare minimum, those things that you would want to see every single day. Alright, you'll notice that I slightly skipped over a few days here, so let me go back to my October. You'll notice that the 31st and the November 1st were already bolded, which means they've already been stamped with settings I had before this moment when I just created my default text. So just like when we make some kind of change to our schedules, it will apply this change to all dates in the future except those dates that are being protected, that are already stamped. Wouldn't it be terrible if I set this default text and then it overwrote the beautiful lesson plan I had on October 31st? So what I have to do, let me visit October 31st to show you. I don't see my fancy new default text. So my first question is, do I have a lesson plan here? Or had I just clicked on this at some point? So when I look at this, I don't actually have a lesson plan here. So I can come up to my schedule menu right here and say delete today's plans, and it will throw out my old settings and apply my new. So I see my new default text has applied. Let's say I did have a lovely lesson plan here and I didn't want it to get overwritten by just this kind of bare bones text here. From my schedule menu, I can also access every course that's built into my lesson planner schedule. So I could just add that entry again. It'll put it at the bottom of my planner, but with all the new settings, and I could have retained the lesson I had already planned up at the top of my planner. Alright, the next little bit of information I'm going to share is for those of you who almost exclusively are using team planners. You and your team are planning lessons collaboratively over in a team planner, and then you're copying them to your own. The trick I'm about to show you is very fancy, and I want you to use it responsibly, and it really will make you happy if you're a team planner user out there. So we know that when we go to our team planner and send a lesson on over to our own planners, I'm going to do this to demonstrate for you. We end up, because when we copy in Forethought, it never overwrites. It will add to. So when I'm in my team planner, I have these 3 items here. And I sent those to November 2nd. So now I end up with my personal planner default text, and then it added my team planner default text, my template, to the end of that. So first, I want you to know that it is okay. No one would care if they were looking at your plans and saw an extra set of this. If it bothers you, you can delete it. If you do this every day and you are annoyed by having to delete those every day, this trick is going to be for you. Alright, so I showed you how to do default text. I can make this space look how I want it to look every day and then set that so it will be saved. If I am planning exclusively in my team planner over here, in my personal planner, I can delete all of this, set that as my default text, so my personal planner just has a white open space, because I'm really planning in my team planner. This is where I want to set it up the way I really want my plans to look. Then when I copy over to my personal planner, I'm going to click OK to copy this over to November 2nd. Now I'm going to switch back to my personal planner on November 2nd. So I can show you this just got copied from the team planner. So I only see one set of procedures, accommodations, and notes because I had made the default text in my personal planner just be blank. So that is how you can kind of trick the system so that you don't have to keep deleting these over and over. But only use that option if you really do plan in your team planner, therefore you end up having these three components in your personal plan. We always want to see these three components. Let's say you use your team planner all the time, but one day you decide to go in and do a lesson on your own and this area is blank now because you're not copying over from your team planner. If that occurs, you just have to make the extra effort just for that day to go ahead and retype those labels, because we always want to make sure we are planning for these components. So it would be just as simple as typing that for just that one day, because if you use your team planner most of the time, this will end up saving you a lot of time.